Is Marc Summers a television guy, personality, writer, actor, featured in the Hallmark movie Hanukkah on the Rocks, which should be resurfacing as the holiday season comes back around.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed they spelled it with an H.
Yes.
I guess they figured...
There's 17 versions of how to spell Hanukkah.
Yeah, they're not going to take a chance and go with the CH.
No, God forbid, right?
Yeah, and I think it also Hallmark Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah.
They like that.
I got the
With
alliteration
CH,
going.
Hanukkah.
Okay, all right.
How old were you, Tom, when you stopped pronouncing it Chanukah?
I grew up in Shaker Heights, Ohio, as the only non-Jew. So trust me,
Yeah,
I
you
knew.
were clear on it.
I was very clear on it. I was wondering why we didn't have it at my house. They get presents every night.
No candelabras, huh?
Tell me about your hernia, because sadly, I have to go do this as well. Yes.
no.
I've been putting it off, and now it has its own zip code.
Oh, boy.
So I've got to go do this, and I understand yours has not been a comfortable situation.
Oh yeah, no, but it's a great doctor. Yeah, I had one. January or February, and then I had another one a couple weeks ago. I didn't, and this one hurt.
Weeks ago, it was Monday.
No, I had it fixed on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, and then but it's great. They put
Robotic, right?
Yeah, they put a mesh in there, like a screen door piece in there that fixes that. I speak in medical terms. I don't want to get too technical.
So what do you got? You got mesh now? You got cow parts inside you?
You got pins in your shoulder?
Yeah.
So was it same day you go in and go out the same day?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, went in early in the morning and was out by like 1 in the afternoon.
Much pain?
A little bit, and right now it's kind of settling south. Well, Pat actually wrote a song about it.
Well, yeah, you have some issues now, especially today.
I have quite honestly turned purple from the groin area south.
TMI.
Yeah. I mean, it is purple. In fact, half of part of me that is free and easy, only half of it is purple. I didn't notice that until yesterday afternoon because you can't shower for a couple days.
Why?
Because you're glued. Your stomachs they put 3 holes in my case in your belly.
Yeah.
And then they glue them shut.
They glue them shut.
Yeah, they don't use stitches. They use glue.
Water soluble, apparently.
Oh, yeah, apparently.
No, and then you're not allowed to scrub.
The area.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's just you can get it wet, but you can't scrub
It's
it.
my area, and I'll scrub it as long as I want.
Well, then you'll. But then they tell you if this green goo comes out, you go back to the hospital.
Green goo.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. They did a great job. There's the glue is holding, but I am black and blue, and I'm a little bit swollen in certain areas, so that's why I'm very gingerly doing this. But by all means, and it's a robot. I mean, it's obviously a brilliant physician and a great staff, but part of it is done by a robot.
And how long did it take to do?
Maybe an hour.
That's it, huh?
Yeah. I think I was out, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to be around. So what is this lovely song that we have about?
Dearly beloved, we are gathered today to show a little sympathy for our fearless leader. Just had surgery. I think you know who I'm talking about. Tom had a hernia procedure. And he's in a lot of pain. That whole area is discolored. Bruises on his stomach all the way down to his loins. Purple groin, purple groin. Come on now, sing it with purple groin, purple groin. I'll take it from here, fellas. The color of a rare top sirloin. Penis looks like an eggplant, or it's got a purple groin. Thank you very much.
I love it. So can you not do certain things for a while?
Yeah.
How long?
2 weeks is what it said on that
2 weeks.
sheet.
2 weeks.
No, he has his discharge instructions.
He's not supposed to be driving
I hate
or
the
going
word
to
discharge. Why
Yeah,
do you say the word
yeah.
discharge?
Yeah, here's one that was highlighted, and I brought it in because I knew they wouldn't believe me. Because right here, it says, keep all small incisions dry for 48 hours after surgery. You may resume sexual activity after 2 weeks.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
I was greeted with applause.
No, you should alter that to you must.
Oh,
Yeah.
For your health.
Write that in.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my famous story in front of my wife at the time. When after I had my open heart surgery, the doctor looked at me and said, "Now you can't have sex for 6 weeks with your wife. 8 weeks for anyone else."
that's true.
Yeah, and that
it-
was true.
I
Yeah,
thought it
you-
was backward.
No, it's longer
the
for
stranger factor.
Longer
Because
for the
the-
stranger.
Oh, because it's so much more exciting?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, exciting better. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
And Chick told that story,
Yep.
and then a few years later, Robert Schimmel, the comedian, had a similar thing with the same story, and then he brought in the pamphlet,
Yeah.
and it's written right there.
Did that
Yeah.
piss her off?
It would have to.
What do you think? A little more than pissed off.
Again,
Yeah.
what didn't?
Yeah.
Well,
By the way,
Thank you, Tom.
room service. I agree with you 1,000%.
I hate room service.
Yeah, there's no point in it.
Mark.
What?
Mark.
Oh no, I'm 50-50 with it. But,
You go to a nice hotel. There's a great restaurant downstairs.
Yes.
I don't go to Vale to sit in my hotel room.
It doesn't taste the same. It's never hot enough.
Right.
There's just, the toast is cold. Why bother?
And I like to engage with the waitress,
Oh,
find
I
out
know.
what do these
you do.
tattoos
But you
mean.
can't do that for 2 weeks.
You got to engage with the waitress.
No, you know what I go back and forth. Hey, what's a good thing to do today? What's happening in town?
Yeah, but it's great if you come in late and the restaurant's already closed. You have an option.
I hate it. I hate sitting in bed with food on it.
They have a
I hate
desk.
food in the bed. I hate food in the car.
I don't like food in the
Well,
car.
that's your OCD. You don't want to,
Oh, yeah. it's
Oh, I
my
hate having
OCD too.
my girls will have food in the car,
Yeah.
and then
Oh.
especially when the Suburban where they've got that way back seat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you never. And then 6 weeks later you go back to look, here's half of a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear about the sesame seed.
Yeah, I hate when you find French fries that are 3 weeks old when you're,
yeah, they just don't taste as good.
I know they don't. And who would know better than you, right? Exactly.
They're not hot.
Our guest is Marc Summers. Do you? I kind of was walking out of the room when you guys started talking about this, so I didn't hear the answer. Do you do conventions where you go and are they game show people or just all these television people?
No, television people, and it's fascinating. I mean, I went to one recently with Martin Sheen and got to meet him and spend some time with him. Priscilla Presley was there. I mean, it's fascinating to me who shows up to these things. Weird Al, when we were doing Double Dare, we premiered on the Fox network when they first launched in prime time on weekends. And the first celebrity episode we did was Lou Ferrigno against Weird Al. Okay? You can imagine. And I hadn't seen Weird Al since then, and there he was, and sure enough, he remembered. And it was hard because you obviously want people to go to the physical challenges. That's what people tune in for. And he answered every question. And I said, hey, man, how do you know all the answers to these things? And he said, it's my gig. I remember he said that.
I want to say that Al was the valedictorian of his high school class. I think he's a super smart guy.
Yeah, would not be surprised.
And he's got a great band. If you ever get a chance to see Weird Al live,
He's spectacular.
he has a terrific band.
They have to know how to play everything. Yeah.
But they're very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I said, Al's been in here a couple times, and he is a smart dude.
My favorite episode we ever did on Double Dare, though, was Super Slopomania 1. I had Gorilla Monsoon against Bobby the Brain Heenan.
I would argue, two of the funniest television personalities of all time.
And brilliant.
Yes.
Bobby the Brain had the best sense of humor and remembered every joke he had ever heard, whether he heard it from you or me or somebody else. He put it in memory. And Gorilla had 2 degrees. He was a brilliant guy, but together they were unbelievable.
Yes.
And at the end, they choreographed. They said, do you mind if we get you messy? And the finale of it was I caught them cheating on the obstacle course, and they picked me up and dumped me into this thing of chocolate. I mean, you would not have believed it, but it was an honor to have Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the
You're
Brain
absolutely.
do that.
That's so great. They were one of the best comedic duos of all time.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, Dick the Bruiser, when I grew up here back in the day in Indiana where I grew up, he was a local personality. And, back then wrestlers were more regional before the WWE, became what it became. But, I mean, who didn't want to go to those things and observe that whole situation?
Yeah.
You're in the presence of someone who had Bobo Brazil steal their sandwich.
Yeah, my Monte Cristo.
Really?
Yeah, I was working for a local television
Bobo.
station, and we would broadcast the wrestling matches, And I had to run camera one time because one of our camera operators couldn't make it. So afterward, we all went out to dinner, at 11, 12 o'clock at night. And here comes Bobo. He walks by me and he goes, "You ain't going to eat that," and grabbed my sandwich.
It was interesting because those wrestling guys, they are very athletic, but they tend to have very long careers. Because I remember seeing Mr. Brazil when I was a little kid.
Yeah, and this was,
And he'd been doing it for decades.
This was mid-'80s.
And as had Dick the Bruiser.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and towards the end, when the WWE dropped Heenan, and then he went to another league and one thing after another, and they didn't pay those guys much. WWE came to me almost every year and wanted me to become a broadcaster because I had this following with all these people from the Nickelodeon audience, and they thought they would follow me over. But the most they ever offered me, and was $100,000 a year to be on the road 360 days a year.
No kidding.
Wow. But that's all those guys made. Heenan and all those guys, they got $100,000. That was pretty much it.
Wow.
And it was very sad towards the end because Bobby didn't have a lot of money, and then he got very sick, and a sad ending there. And nobody from the organization who had millions of dollars were there to help him any way, shape, or form. So,
were you ever a guest referee?
No, I never did. I wish I would have been a part of that stuff, but no. And I never thought I would be a good broadcaster of that stuff because I want to do real stuff, and that's why it was always phony, fakey stuff.
Sure,
entertaining to certain people, not me.
Now, speaking of real, what temperature was the slime?
Well,
did they? Was it freezing cold or?
We would make 100 pounds of fresh whipped cream every day, okay? And when you first get it in the morning, it's cold. And as the day sits under those hot lights, we would fill this tank full of 5,000 pounds of baked beans or whatever. It would, throughout the day, become a little rancid. And one of the worst days we ever had was we put in the baked beans, and after 3 days, you couldn't walk in the studio. It smelled like a garbage pit. So the question is, how do you get rid of 5,000 pounds of baked beans? So we tried to get shovels and put them in these large garbage bags, but the bags kept breaking. So we called in a septic tank guy.
Wow.
The guys would come in with hip waders or whatever,
Hilarious.
and he sucked out the beans. He had no idea why. Why do you have 5,000 pounds of beans in there, and it's and he was from Philly, and he still talked like that. But but nonetheless, he sucked all those beans out. So, there are stories about, we were making it up as we went along, quite honestly.
Is there going to be another episode that you get to host of Double Dare down the road?
I can't imagine. Nickelodeon kind of hardly exists anymore. If it wasn't for SpongeBob, if you ask a kid today what Nickelodeon is, they can't tell you. It's not like...
But wouldn't the folks that were kids back then want to see you do it again?
100%. The people who grew up on it, who are in their 40s now, would go out of their mind to do a grown-up version of it. But Nickelodeon seems to have no interest in that.
But wouldn't another network?
They would have to buy it from...
MSNBC and Fox finally get together on something. We agree about this.
Oh, man.
Would you do it, Josh? You're in your 40s. You're one of these young men.
Would I go on Double Dare? Absolutely.
That's what I thought.
The last tour we did, we would do the meet and greets backstage, and a lot of times it was people your age coming back, and I'd say, where are the kids? They say, oh, hell, we want to have a good time on our own. They leave the kids at home.
It was appointment viewing for my family.
Yeah. So, I was honored to be, whatever Soupy Sales was to me growing up, I was to a particular generation, and then was able to transfer over to Food Network, and the people who started watching me at Nick followed me over there.
I remember specific jokes you did. I remember.
Really?
Yeah. I remember one. You were coming back from break and they were playing. Johnny Winter's the Spy song.
Right.
You remember what was that? Oh, Secret Agent Man.
Yeah.
Johnny Rivers.
And you were doing this dance, and I still picture, and it was as funny as anything I'd ever
It was
seen.
all ad lib. We made it up as we went along.
That's what I loved about it. Even as a kid, I knew.
Did you guys have a meeting prior to each? Because you said you did 6 in a day.
Did 6 in a day, and then we would bring kids in from the area and test physical challenges. And if they weren't done at least 3 times, we weren't allowed to do them. So this is a crazy story. So they did a physical challenge where there was a mailbox, 20 feet on the other side of the stage, and they had paper airplanes. And the thing was, you had to get one airplane in the mailbox. And I said, come on, let's not do this. This is stupid. Nobody can do that. And then the producer said, well, now that you said that, we're going to do it. So the next day, first physical challenge, they bring out a mailbox, and here's 20 paper planes. And I looked at the camera and I said, okay, let me tell you what happened last night. We tried this physical challenge and it couldn't get done. And I said, this is the dumbest idea I've ever seen in my life. So you've got 20 seconds to get a paper airplane into that mailbox. And if you do, I'll give you my house. Okay? On your mark, get set, go. And the first damn airplane went right into the mailbox. Yeah. And that kid really enjoyed my place.
Loved it.
Yeah, true story.
Oh, there we go. It's Jeff Oskay.
Hey, everybody.
Hi,
Hey, Jeff.
buddy. How you doing?
Oh, I'm great. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's time for the Failed to Mention News.
Here's Jeff Oskay with Failed to Mention News.
All right.
Yeah, shut up.
A drinking pony named Patrick is cutting way back on its beer consumption, according to its owners. What you failed to mention, he had to lay off the sauce after falling down while giving a pony ride. The real issue, he blamed the fat kid on his back.
Oh, yeah. That's boy, drunk and surly.
I was at a friend's birthday party, and they said they were, and not you.
They would not allow you to get
You're
on.
too heavy. You're not.
When you were a kid?
When I was a kid. And my neighbor also told me that I would burn the clutch out on his mini bike if I rode it.
Oh, man. Stay with the child.
I bet you went home and you ate something, didn't you? You
I
fat
did.
ass.
I did. I took a cinnamon bun and grilled it on a lot of butter. Yeah, I ate my feelings.
Explains
and
a
I
lot.
watched a Jerry Lewis movie.
I see. Can we get back to a news we failed to mention with Jeff Oskay?
That was way more interesting.
Okay.
Thank you.
In Germany, what was believed to be a group of children playing Ding Dong Ditch turned out to actually just be a snail. Well, you failed to mention the snail was playing his favorite game, Ding Dong Dwell.
Ding dong dwell. Wow.
I'm trying to think it through.
It's just
Hanging out there. He's
Yeah, just
dwelling.
that stays there. Yeah.
Very quick.
Yeah.
And he's
They call
dwelling.
it Ding Dong Deutsch over there.
Yeah, we heard that 2 days ago, Tom. That was a great joke. It was hilarious. We all laughed.
Just trying to.
I don't know if you're in the heckling position, Jeff.
Just trying to.
Touche.
Just trying to change the subject.
Well, if you
really.
love that, you're going to love this one.
Okay.
Women are going to Turkey to have their legs shortened. What you failed to mention. So where do we send them for their work stories?
So true. So true.
Yeah.
We get it, ladies. You don't like her.
Who do we hate this week? Okay.
We learned that a phenomenon known as Ozempic penis is just one of the side effects of using the weight loss drug. What you failed to mention, I believe it, the last time I tried dieting, I came down with a horrible case of Slim Fast sack. Kept racking myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have a clean slate now, don't we?
Yeah. You're back.
We are above water.
Just like that, he redeems it.
Move forward from here. You're fine.
Researchers are saying that LSD may reduce anxiety. What you failed to mention, well, I've done my own research, and it does not. Sure, maybe when the walls start breathing after 2 hours, you feel a little more relaxed. And finally. Oh, wait. No, not finally. Sorry. You guys sit through this piece of crap. Someone somewhere hosted the tug of war championships. What you failed to mention, I just have written down at the end of their ropes. You write it yourself. You guys do some of the work.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, all right.
We do tend to just sit here.
And finally, a teen who would only eat chicken nuggets was cured thanks to hypnosis.
Yeah.
Well, you failed to mention, back in my day, the cure was a belt. The belt cured a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Picky eating, talking back, acting up at school, cursing, not keeping your room clean, disrespecting your parents. It was a cure-all for most parents. I'm Jeff Oskay, and this has been the news I wish I failed to mention.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Very nice. Slim Fast sack.
Apparently
Yes,
a very
sir.
common ailment.
Yes, sir.
Tommy Lasorda had that.
They don't talk about that in the commercial.